Hello everyone, my name is Jayshin and today I'll be presenting our paper topic Saving Life and Keeping Privacy. Before I proceed, I would like to thank you for giving us this opportunity. I would also like to thank our supervisor Dr. Rita Orji for believing in us and making us a part of the Persuasive Computing Lab. This presentation will cover the following topics. So proceeding ahead with the introduction. The World Health Organization estimates that over 700,000 people commit suicide annually. There are not enough apps that take a comprehensive approach to prevent suicide while effectively managing privacy. Worst of all, some apps disguise potentially harmful content as useful. This motivated us to review both literature and mobile applications on preventing suicide. We also investigated the quality of suicide apps and measures taken to ensure privacy in suicide prevention mobile applications. This is a sample of the related works from our paper, which discusses the suicide prevention apps and their effectiveness. The gap that we discovered from the literature was that there was limited information as to how therapies can be implemented with persuasive strategies to make them seem more effective. The privacy of sensitive suicide data was not fully elaborated in related studies, and there was limited information on what technology was used to enforce privacy. This slide represents our methodology. We first did a search on App Store and Play Store for suicide prevention apps and only selected those which fell under our inclusion criteria of being in English and only related to suicide prevention. After that, we did a database search which included ACM, Google Scholar, and PubMed. The inclusion criteria for our paper were not older than 2015, should be in English, and only related to suicide prevention. Let us have a look on our results. Our results show that the considered apps employ a combination of persuasive strategies. The most common persuasive strategies were personalization, self-monitoring, tunneling, and suggestion. Other strategies together had an average adoption rate of 2.2, with strategies like reduction, simulation, social comparison, social role, surface credibility, tailoring, trustworthiness, and verifiability having the lowest adoption. We believe the complex and very personal nature of suicide accounts for the high adoption rate of personalization strategy when compared to other persuasive strategies. From the apps that were reviewed, 13 developers failed to provide a detailed privacy statement on the data collected and how it is used, while 22 apps provided links to their privacy policy. Of the 22 apps with a privacy statement, only one app stated commercial level data security was used in protecting users' data, while another app saves users' data locally in their device. Some of the methods used by suicide prevention apps were meditation techniques, PHQ-9 test for self-management, emergency safety plan, and grounding strategy. Our results show that several mobile apps targeting suicide do not employ evidence-based treatment approaches in helping people suffering from suicidal tendencies. To further support our claims, we gathered some sample comments by the users and descriptions for the apps reviewed. So, these comments raise questions about the overall quality and safety of public available apps for a very sensitive health concern like suicide. Furthermore, developers should adopt well established design patterns and best practices to improve the overall usability and effectiveness of an application. In upcoming slides, we discuss some of our design recommendations. The need for anonymity and access to help were identified as part of the challenges faced by users of mobile apps designed for mental health. The privacy case when dealing with suicide cannot be underemphasized. While several researchers have mentioned the need for patient data to be safe, there is a need to discuss how privacy can be upheld using technology. Therefore, we propose a communication protocol that uses cryptography to mask the identities of parties involved in a communication channel. We consider the proposed protocol suitable for two use cases. The first use case allows for a patient's identity to be masked from the caregiver and every other participant on the network. This is ideal where caregivers are volunteer workers and are spread across a wide network of hospitals, public health agencies, and private health service providers. In the second use case, both the identity of the patient and the caregiver are known to both the parties in direct communication. Every other user of the network cannot identify the communication or access the content of the communication between the parties. Here are some of our recommendations divided into four sections. Privacy and social recommendations. Remove in-app advertisements and use technology to ensure privacy. System recommendations. Data tracking and storage features of suicide apps should support users to export data. Persuasive strategy design and usability recommendations. Personalization and adaptation strategy should be considered in app design. Health, safety, and quality control recommendations. Suicide apps should be built using approaches based on research findings. In this review, our goal was to identify various drawbacks and gaps in the design of the apps meant for suicide prevention. Our results showed that there is a poor use of privacy policy and limited use of technology to ensure privacy and implement evidence-based treatment in suicide apps. Our proposed communication protocol can further improve the quality of communication for mobile health, and we plan to further investigate how to implement a workable privacy communication protocol for health services. These are some of our references. Thank you.